It is the Spring Foam Stamp Collection, Take 63. Action.
Over the years, and we were talking about this last night, it's been a long time. Over the years.
Many years,
yes. You've developed a lot of stencil designs for us, and it occurred to me, not just for this collection, but previously, that there was a lot of wonderful imagery in those stencils that could be translated into foam stamps. And so that's what this group of 6 is. These are some of the earlier releases. In fact, these were before I don't remember if this one was from a collection, but a lot of these were from before you started to name them, like Klimt Inspired or Van Gogh or those kinds of things.
Sure.
Or they were early and kind of in that same neighborhood. So this is a group of 6 that are taken right from Elizabeth's stencils. The scale has probably changed a little bit so that we had something that you didn't need 2 hands to use to apply the foam. But
everyone's scale has changed a little bit over the years.
Yes, this is true. So I tried to keep them a reasonable size for you. And there are, as I said, there are 6. And this is our introductory video. So you're going to see, well, we're going to talk about why we use the woodies to color them. Elizabeth is going to show you how you can actually re-wet the woodies and use them. Then I'm going to show you a little bit about using both ink pads and paint to ink your stamps. So fun, simple, versatile. I mean, those are the things that come to mind when I think of foam stamps.
You know what comes to my mind?
What?
This is always a scary thought. Barb's always worried about how big people's hands are with the stamps, right? She doesn't want to make them too big. But look at this. I have giant hands and giant feet.
Yes, I wasn't going to go there, but she does have enormous feet.
I have enormous feet and giant hands.
Yes, and then there are some of us who have little teeny hands.
These are so small. Look at this.
Yes, little miniature hands.
So I'm always like, why are these stamps so small? And Barb's like, who can hold the big ones?
Yes,
I'm like me. I can hold 3 in each hand.
Yes, and then the rest of us simply cannot.
Oh, and these are like that foam material that when you get your toes painted, they stick in between your toes so that they don't touch each other, right? We should make those kinds of stamps, and then I could put them in my giant feet.
Let's not. Let's just carry on here.
The voice of reason.
This is the very end. This is the next to the last video after 4 full days of insanity.
Right.
So punchy would be a really good way to describe what we're currently feeling. So let's go do that.
Yeah, all right then, fine.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let me drag her over there.
I'm super excited about these brand new foam stamp designs that Barb and Joggles have just produced for me. They are based on some of my previous stencil designs, so they'll work hand in hand with the stencils and they'll be wonderful on their own. So the first one, this one is called Droplets. That's exciting. Did you know that this was inspired by the fabric on the seats at the pizza place near me?
I did not know.
Yes, now you do. This one is called Loopity Loop. This one reminds me of hula hooping as a kid. I was good at that.
Yeah, I never was.
For someone without coordination, somehow I figured out how to do the loopity loop.
Well, your hips must have done it, right?
Yes. This one is Spring Fling. This was inspired by a pattern that I saw when I was teaching in South Carolina. Don't ask me how I remember this, but I'm not making this up.
I believe you.
Yep. So a pattern on something that I saw at the dollar store in South Carolina. Okay, so that's Spring Fling. And this is a fun one. It's very kind of like retro, right?
Yes.
This one is Van Gogh Spirals. This is, just kind of reminds me of Starry Night. I have tights with Starry Night on them. Have I shown them to you?
You probably have at one point or another. I've seen them in a video or a photo or something.
Maybe. Yeah. They're new. Very exciting. So Van Gogh Spirals. Who doesn't love Van Gogh? And spirals and swirls and all of those things.
It's all good stuff.
Yes, this one is called Squares. And it's not really square. They're all wonky. And I don't do a lot of things with straight lines, but I love this one. I love it because they're not perfectly square and they're all kind of different shapes and sizes. So that one is fun. And then lastly, we have the Klimt Memory. So we have to get the Klimt in there with the spirals and the swirls. And so that's our good old Klimt Memory. You know, we have the same birthday, almost.
Almost, yes. You're the 13th and he's the 14th.
One day apart. Yes. Okay.
You're simpatico.
That's it, yes. So how many are there?
6.
6 new designs. And these are colored with Stabilo Woodys. And we did this initially because we couldn't, so these are Stabilo Woodys. If you're not familiar, they're these great opaque, water-soluble crayon/colored pencil-like tools.
And they're really, Stabilo made them for kids.
Yeah.
Those of us who've never grown up love using them.
Yes, they did. They made them for kids. That's why they're like chunky and you can hang on to them. But what I like about the chunky wood that's on them is that you can really like use them with wild abandon, and you don't have to worry about breaking them, you know? Like sometimes you have these loose sticks of material with nothing around them, like pastel sticks, some of those things, and you go wild with them and they break in half. So I guess that's why they were made for kids. So we started adding this color with the woodies to the stamps so that you could see them in the photographs and in the video, because black on black is a little hard to see, right? So, and they're fun and colorful this way, but they're also functional. So when we put the woodies on here, it's a neat way to stamp them. So real quick, I'm just going to show you. This is dry. It's been applied.
It's been dry for more than a week. I did them before I left Oregon.
Okay, so dry for more than a week. It was applied a long time ago, but they're water soluble. So I'm going to go with this one because of the big surface area. I've got a piece of watercolor paper here. So I'm just going to take some water and spritz the surface.
Because it's been a week, you probably want to let it sit just for a second to reactivate that pigment. Yeah, I know that's not your strong suit. All right, fine. We'll see what happens.
No, I know what you're saying. When the color is on there for a week, you do need to wait a bit. If you colored it just previously and let it dry for 5 minutes, it'll reactivate a lot faster.
You can already see the pigment starting to separate and move because it's on heavier in some places than others, but I bet that you probably can stamp with that now.
Yeah, so you can see that it's starting to reactivate with the water, and what you get is a nice kind of soft watercolory impression. We hope.
Well, and the thing that's really cool about this is there's enough pigment on there. You're not going to pull it all off with a single impression. So you can get second and third generation prints quite easily with one application of color. Obviously, each one gets a little bit lighter. Oh, nice. Look how pretty that is.
Yes, that is a very good point. So see, there's still a lot of stuff on here. So you can print it, and like Barb said, each one will get lighter, but you can print several. And look at this. This is just the soft edge, beautiful kind of watercolor effect that you just don't get with paint or the ink pad. So this is really super fun and exciting. So granted, we put it on there so you could see it better and so it would photograph better, but it's also a great way to use the stamps. So the Stabilo Woodys, they come in sets. They come with a proprietary sharpener that comes in the set. So I like to tell my students to buy the full set because you get the sharpener, because the sharpener by itself is like about $8, $6.
It's $5 or $6, yeah.
It's kind of pricey. So they throw it in the set, and then you get, you get a bunch of them in the set, and you get the sharpener, and then you can also buy them open stock, meaning like one at a time, and you can supplement your set with different colors. I added all the pastels individually to my original set.
Yeah, I like the pastels.
Too. That's what these are, right?
Yeah,
these are all the pastels.
Yeah, the colors that you're holding, the two that you're holding, are the ones that I have a tendency to reach for most of the time.
Right.
I love those two colors. In fact, when I do my demo, I'm going to be demoing with paint in those two colors. I like them so much.
There we go. So look at that. That's so beautiful. And I'm just gonna throw this out there though. If you're using these in collage as I do, and you're going to put glue over this, because that's water soluble, the glue will reactivate it. So the simplest way to do it is just to hit it with some fixative, some spray fixative, if you are going to apply glue over the top of it. If you are going to use the woodies in any capacity in collage, you want to just set it with a fixative before you glue over the top of it. That's the pro tip today.
Easy peasy.
All right then.
Versatility is a word that I use a lot, and I think that foam stamps really exemplify this because you can use paint to ink and work with the stamp. You can use the woodies like Elizabeth just showed you, and then I'm going to show you how you can use an ink pad. So here are some samples that I made, and I've done a little bit of doodling I was kind of playing on here, but here are some samples I made. I'm going to get to that patterning in a second with paint. And you can see, again, I've started to do some more doodling. You can use multiple colors, which is what I'm going to show you here. And there's so many different ways to play. You can leave them alone. You can come back and, you know, and outline them, especially spring fling and squares, because they're so chunky. Those designs are bulky. There's room to doodle and to do all kinds of fun stuff. And here comes Elizabeth with spring fling and squares. Awesome. Okay, so let's talk about paint. When Elizabeth inks her stamps, for lack of a better phrase, when she inks her stamps with paint, she has a tendency to use a gel plate. I'm a little too lazy to pull out a plate, so what I do is I'm going to put a little bit of color out on our remote studio surface. Has nonstick craft sheet spread along. This is a 9-foot kitchen island, and it has nonstick craft sheet from one end to the other. So what I like to do, because this is how my table is set up at home, did I end up with... Somehow my paint ended up out of the frame. There, it's a little bit better. So what I do at home is I put this out on my table, and I use a brayer. I use a small brayer. I think this is 1.5 inches, or maybe it's a 2. You can use whatever you have. Obviously, the smaller the brayer, the more finite and detailed you can get with how you place the color. So it really does depend on what you want to do. Let's just roll this off and kind of clean the grain off. It was way too much paint. That is my gift, is to use too much paint. And we all have to play to our strengths.
Look at that. You weren't kidding. You're using
I
the
was
same
not
colors.
kidding.
Wow.
They call them color preferences for a reason. It's because I prefer to use them.
That's awesome with the little brayer. I like that.
You can get lots of different ways to do this, but I like this because it works really well. So this is just a piece that's missed over here. This is just a piece of watercolor paper. This is just a sample. There's nothing special going on here. I just want to show you my process. So I'm just going to go and I'm going to stamp this. Now, one of the things that you can do, I would, oh, look how pretty.
Ooh, nice.
I would put this stamp face down in water. So if I spray a bunch of water over here, we're outside of camera range where you can't see, and I put this face down, it means that the paint's not going to dry on the surface, which is really important. But when that's been sitting there for a minute or two, now it's all watery. And so last night I was playing around, and of course I can't find the sample, but last night I was playing around and I thought, okay, well, that's a lot of paint that I don't want to waste. So I came in and I did this, and you get this very watercolor-like effect, which I think is really cool.
Ooh,
totally different, but again, depending on what it is that you want, you can, this is a little bit wetter than maybe it needed to be, so it got a little messy in spots.
I like it.
But you have the ability to do all of these fun kinds of things. Initially, I was going to jump right into the next thing I wanted to do, but I think I'm going to take a minute, shut the camera off. I'm going to clean this up, and then I'll come back, and we're going to pull out ink pads. We're going to pull out a piece of corrugated cardboard, and I'm going to show you a way I use a really light color of ink to stamp an image so I can go back and color it with Poscas. When I want to get discrete colors, this is Van Gogh spirals. When I want to get discrete colors in areas, there's really no way to do this with a brayer. You can kind of do it with the woodies, but you have to remember that the woodies, thank you, the woodies are going to be water soluble, so that presents its own challenges. What I like to do is this is a light color, and I use a very light hand when I apply it to the stamp. And you can see that that's the color here. And then when you use a Posca paint pen, these are opaque. And what that means is I can come in now, and it's really hard to talk and do this. I can come in now and color right over that shape. And because the Poscas are opaque, there's no problem coloring over it. And then you have all these fun areas. So I came in with a Pitt pen and I did some outlining. I could put lines on there that kind of cross the shapes. I could put dots. I could leave them the way that they are. So keep in mind that this is an opportunity to get far more fine detail with color than you're going to do pretty much any other way. So let's come back to stamps for a minute, to ink pads. So this is Spring Fling, and I'm going to use 2 colors of VersaFine Clair. I have Warm Breeze and Hawthorne Rose. Spring Fling. So this is a sample that I made using Spring Fling, and what you can see is that there are all those funky lines in there. Those are made In fact, you can see where I stamped it on here. Those are made with our tiny corrugated. You stamp, now I have not done this. You stamp in, you apply it in one direction. You can also turn it and apply it in another to make cross hatches, or you can do it on an angle to make X's. I'm gonna keep things simple and I'm just gonna do it in one direction. So here's a sample using ink pads.
It reminds me of old TV with the lines in it,
Yes,
doesn't it?
it does. Yes,
You
and I are old enough to remember all of that.
Yes, the TV of our childhood.
Yep.
And it's very nostalgic for me. Just had to say that.
Okay, well, now that we've cleared that up. Okay, so I've got these two colors, and what I'm going to do, let's come in. I'm going to work on this side, I think. So what I'm going to do, let's have this. I'm going to bring the stamp in. The camera must be placed differently today. I keep wanting to work out here, and the camera's closer this way. So I'll apologize if I have fallen off the screen.
Just don't fall off the island.
Okay, I'm gonna put some color on here. This is the Hawthorn Rose, which is kind of a misnomer because I find it to be quite purple, but what do I know? I'm just the girl that uses the stamps.
Maybe it's the name of the flower and the flower is purple.
Maybe that's, hey, I'm as willing to believe that as I am anything at this point. Now, if you don't mind getting a little color here and there on your pad, you can kind of add the other color. I've just put some on the edge, and I can come in with the Hawthorn Rose, and I can kind of do that here along the edge. I mean, you can't get real finite with it because you're working with a rectangular ink pad. So now the next step is to, and it doesn't matter that I've already done this, I'm just gonna come in and press this. And there is enough ink on that pad that I should be able to get a second generation print. It's gonna be a little bit lighter than the first, but if I hold this up, you can see the lines that are on there.
Can you though?
I can.
Really?
Well,
I need new glasses.
You're across the table. I can't help you with that. So let's come in and just go ahead and press that there. I think on the sample that I showed you a moment ago. Oh, that's cool.
Oh my God, it's beautiful. Will you mail me that card?
Probably not. I'm honest, if nothing else. Let's try the second generation and see what happens. It's a little bit lighter, but not enough.
I love it because then you have one that is stronger than the other, and rather than having equal weight.
Yeah, that's true, which is what this one is.
Yeah, I love the softness of that.
So that's really cool. Now this one, I can promise you that even though I didn't think I did, I went back and inked the stamp a second time. But you can certainly get 2 generations out of it. And I bet, quite frankly, if I turn this over, I could come in and stamp this again and get yet a lighter iteration of it. Oh, bingo, Squiffy.
Ooh,
there's a real light one.
That's nice.
You can still see the lines. So, you know what? Play. This is all about enjoying the opportunity to explore your tools and your paint and your media and figure out fun things that you can do with it. So, foam stamps, paint, woodies, ink pads, Poscas on top of the ink pads, lots and lots and lots of options.
Okay,
you're in the frame.
Stop swearing. I just turned the camera on.
Oops.
Potty mouth. Anyway, yes, so today I forgot my lipstick. Barb is worried that her hair doesn't look good. You know, we're just going with the flow.
Yeah, and the flow is completely downhill, let me tell you. At least for me, it feels like it is.
Yes, well.
So,
but anyway.
New foam stamps, always fun to play with, and we hope you have fun with them too.
Yes, we hope you enjoyed this and you'll be inspired creatively, and we'll see you next time.